Hi guys, this is Jean Holden, producer of the show, and I just wanted to take a minute to let you know where you can find us on the internet. Please go to ThatMan on fatman.com. There you can find out all the things you need to know about the show. You'll be able to find links to the podcast, to YouTube, to Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Death Wish Coffee, the strongest coffee in the world.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and I want to urge you to make a generous donation to the Wayne Foundation so we can stop the sexual trafficking of children. Do it, or I'll find you.
And don't forget to check out our good friend of the show, Mark Live, over at chundertunes.com for all your podcast animation needs. ThatMan on Fatman is recorded with a Zoom H6 handy recorder. Zoom for creators.
Disclaimer. The show you're about to experience is for entertainment purposes only. The hosts use mature language and conversation just like in most of life. If you're too uptight, this might not be for you. All that said, we really do hope you enjoy the show. But if you don't enjoy it, expect a nice big shipment of my joyous Joker juice on your doorstep in the very near future. Toodles!
As the world's biggest Kevin Smith fan, I appreciate the fact that somebody finally made a podcast about that interesting motherfucker. So, yes, you absolutely did the right thing. It was smart. I appreciate it. I think you were right to do that.
Okay, what has two thumbs and is a huge fan of Kevin Smith? ThatMan!
Yes, I am that man.
What are we going to do about the pancake master?
We need a costumed vigilante is what we need. Justice can't be served unless it's being fought outside the system.
Here's what we're going to do, eh?
Oh, shit. It's that man. Who is he? He's that man. He's talking. What should we do?
Oh, there he goes by in the Thatmobile.
The what? Thatmobile, his car. Go get him, that man.
Well, once upon a time, a regular man read a book written by the Fat Man. Tough shit, written by old Kev Smith. Kev said go out and start a podcast, and so I did, and I had a real blast. But my obsession was driving my co-host nuts. Didn't want to bring the podcast down. Needed Porkchop Murphy to hang around. So I created a new show with one heck of a plan, and I'd call that show ThatMan on Fatman, because we're going to chat about Kevin Smith. That's right, let's talk about old Kev Smith. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special part 2 of our ThatMan on Fatman mini binge, episode 3-16, which we dropped simultaneously with episode 3-15. So if you just picked up this show, you may want to listen to 3-15 first, because, you know, it's kind of a two-parter. It's a binge. It's a two-part binge. Also, with me here in the studio is none other than co-host extraordinaire, producer extraordinaire, everything extraordinaire, body extraordinaire, face extraordinaire, my beautiful wife and co-host, and everything to me in the world, Jean Holden.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you? Hey, everybody.
I'm good, but you know how I'm really feeling?
How are you feeling?
I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood for a melody. I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
There you go.
I always liked that song. And I like Big Log, too.
A very excellent episode of
SModcast.
SModcast dropped.
I was very much into that. I don't remember. It was in the 80s. Maybe, what was it, 86?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I like.
It was
I
Solo
that.
Plant.
I liked him. I liked that.
There was that. There was Now and Zen,
then
which is another record.
That was before I met you, and I like. That's,
Big Log.
More into Led Zeppelin than when I met you. But I wasn't. I did like that Robert Plant solo.
I did as well.
Yeah.
So, again, folks, let me just remind you that if you're listening to this show, you may want to go back and listen to show 3-15 first. It's part 1 of our episode with Annaleis and Neil from Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks. And where the interview with them was really good. We didn't want to cut a lot of it, and it went for over 2 hours. So we were like,
it didn't even seem that long. I was blown away when it was that long.
How can we solve this issue without putting out another 2.5, 3 hour show? Because people, as stupid as this sounds, and I don't think a lot of our core listeners think this way.
Yeah, it's just some.
But yeah, there's a lot of people out there who go 2.5 hours, it's too long, and they feel they can't allot that kind of time. Now, I mean, if anytime Kevin puts out a 2.5 hour show, I'm 2.5 hours happy.
Right.
So, I don't get the complaint. Plus, if you look at many shows that drop twice a week, they give you, say, about an hour twice a week. That's 2 hours a week. If we drop a 2 hour show once a week, we're still giving them the same amount of content.
Right.
They can hit pause.
Right.
Here,
And there's
if you
different
want
ways
to
of
complain,
listening.
here's the simplest way to do it in that scenario. You can pause it on Monday, about midway through, and then listen to the rest on Thursday as if it's a 2-part show.
I mean, you might have to listen to a little bit to kind of refresh your memory. But,
but in an
it'll be
age
fine.
of binging,
I know.
we figured, hey, here's a good way to do it. Let's just drop both episodes at the same time, same weekend, and let the listeners decide how they want to do it, how they want to listen to it.
It's fun.
If they want to save one episode for midweek, they want to binge them right in a row, which is the way I would do it because that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
And, you can do that.
It's sort of like an OCD thing.
Yes, totally. So this is part 2. We recorded most of what you hear as part 1 last night. And during the night, something really horrible happened. And we just
it was
want to
actually
say...
early 2 a.m. this morning in Orlando. Omar Mateen went into a gay nightclub and killed 50 people.
Yeah, with an AR-15 and a handgun, and there was a standoff and a hostage situation, and eventually the police killed him.
Yes, and there's 50 people dead and 53
at least
people
53 injured.
Seriously injured. I don't know how many, but
so
sad.
Who knows?
So sorry for everyone's loss.
And so we're very saddened by that, and our hearts go out to all the victims. This is horrible. I mean, the fact that it's, now lands on the LGBT community right in the middle of Gay Pride Month and all kinds of, there's just a lot of bad mojo went into this. So it's a horrible thing. And,
it is.
Our hearts go out to all the victims and their families. And,
so just give each other.
And that's from the whole show, too. And all right. So
an extra hug to everyone.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, I guess it's all the more reason why maybe there's some good news out there.
Yes.
And maybe Mr. Ben Gumry can give it to you with this second part, this episode's Smedlines.
In other news, pitches for the Buckaroo Banzai TV series, which Kevin is creating, have gone well, according to Kevin, and he expects to have 5 potential bids from studios and networks that want to have the show on their network, so we can expect more news on that soon. There's good news for Australian Kevin Smith-Mans, as actor from Clerks and many other films, Brian O'Halloran has been announced in a rare appearance for the Australian Movie and Comic Expo in Melbourne on the 15th and 16th of October this year. Also, don't forget, you can see Kevin Smith this weekend in the UK at the Edinburgh Film Festival, where he will be premiering his film Yoga Hostess, as well as partaking in various Q&As. That's the Smedlines for this week.
And there you have the Smedlines for this episode.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? We have some news about a friend of ours. We can. I'm not sure if we've revealed it yet, but I think we can now. About Mr. Hawk, Mr. Bob Hawk.
Yes, he's going to be receiving the Frameline Award in San Francisco.
Yeah, which is at an LGBT film festival.
It's
To him,
what
it's
do they call it?
It'll be like a lifetime achievement
achievement award.
And
it's very thrilling to him.
If you heard the episode last Thursday, I believe, or no, what day was it? Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday with
Keith
Bob Hawke on Keith and the Girl.
Keith and the Girl.
I believe the episode was called Fast and Furious.
Yes,
or something.
if you guys, if you can listen to it, it's great.
Yeah,
'cause he talks a lot about it.
Yeah, he says he's thrilled.
He's thrilled.
So, he's
so that will be on the 18th in San Francisco.
So if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, check it out. And see Bob get his Frameline Award.
I think JJ and Ty both
plan to be there.
Both directors, correct? Will be there.
Oh wow, good for them.
I'm thinking that because it seemed like both of them were just saying they were excited about going. So
okay.
I hope they'll all be there. That would be nice.
Cool. Well, if not, we're sorry for spreading misinformation, but we'll take it on social media as an authority.
So, congratulations to Bob.
Yeah, hats off, guys. Let's see. Now we get to conclude our 2-hour interview, over 2-hour interview, with the guy and gal of Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks. That's Annaleis and Neil. And we pick up in this part of the discussion. We finally we shift off of, we were talking a lot about Skywalker Ranch and what Annaleis did there. And now Neil sort of pivots to, he wants to know about where we're at with the doc.
Right.
So it's actually good because it, it'll inform our listeners about sort of what's going on.
Yeah.
And, it's just a good part of the show. And then we drift eventually back into finding out that Annaleis is like a cabling goddess.
Yes.
Yummy, yummy. A talent that for which I don't know. I suddenly I have strange sexual fantasies of involving cabling, girls in wire cutting, with wire cutters,
accessories.
and like wearing nothing but like some sort of electrician's vinyl apron. I mean, I don't know. It's very
like gear, like hanging.
Yeah, like goggles, maybe, like soldering goggles,
like straddling like a speaker. Or something.
Yeah, and just cabling and wiring. Anyway, so we get into that. I do love
mildly though, and it was very soft.
Yeah, I love. Yes, there was only light whipping with cables. No actual blood was drawn. The safe word was melon, so it was all good.
Okay.
Anyway, so we drifted into that.
I thought it was honeydew.
We also got off onto a good tangent about Keith and the Girl, which I found.
Oh yeah.
It was interesting that they. We talked about that show somewhat and our interaction with them, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff in there. There's a lot more laughs. It's a little crazier
fun.
this second part. I kind of enjoy it. Again, if you haven't heard the first part, we encourage you to go over to episode 315, which dropped with this one, and you can hear that also.
You get double.
Yes.
Double
binge.
the fun.
You binge on 2 episodes. I don't know. I think 2 counts as a binge. It's a mini binge, Jeremy.
It's a mini binge.
Yes, mini. Like, every candy maker had to come up with a mini version of its candy. So.
Like M&M's.
Yeah, so this is a mini binge. Yes. So when listening to a mini binge, would you have to, and eating candy, I guess you'd have to get the minis version.
Yeah, mini M&Ms. You could eat like mini marshmallows.
Yeah, or the mini, like the snack size ones, which have gotten even smaller and smaller over the years.
And they put like 3 in there.
They put like remember when a snack size was at least a third of the candy bar.
Oh yeah, now snack size is
it's like freaking.
Yeah,
it's like
it's not even
less
like
than a bonbon.
It's so funny.
Yes. I don't know how we got there, but All right. Well, speaking of sweet, here are the sweet and sexy people who are both dark angels and pretty freaks. Did you like that arty way I went in there?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, cool. All right. So here they are. Again. Hope you like the new bumper too. Or sweeper.
And now, here's our guest.
I did want to, if it's okay, I did want to ask a few more questions about the documentary.
Sure, please.
So
he's like, back to you guys.
I know I'm like, I'm so sorry, but this is so.
Cool. Oh wait, I got to turn your mic back on. Our son drifted in.
Our
before
son walked in. He turned me off, but it's so funny the way you ask.
Our son.
It's very sweet.
Our son recently had an injury, so we were babying him very much. So.
Yeah. So
rather than throw him out of here, what the fuck are you doing? We're recording. Not that we ever.
Yeah, just
when someone gets hurt, you have to be nice to them.
Yes, unfortunately,
it's a rule.
Yeah.
Yes. We were totally shitty.
Unless you're on Twitter. I'm sure you could figure out a reason why that person who hurt themselves deserved it.
We were really mean to him before then.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches.
We turned over a new leaf.
Yes.
So, so with this, how has the experience been for you guys? I mean, I know you guys have touched on it before, but I am so
blown away,
enamored with what you guys are doing, and I love watching the trailer because I think it's awesome.
Although there's going to be another one coming soon.
Yeah,
I must say I have done this with your trailer. Is that I've turned it on but played different music in the background.
Oh, really?
And it is freaking awesome.
What music?
Really?
So if you want to have some fun, just
ultimately, rights were the reason I went that way.
Right.
If you use the disposable template, then you use the disposable rights.
It's like a classical piece, right?
But
That's
to me, it was about the content. It's all about the fucking content.
But I want to hear about the music now. What is it?
It was awesome. But yeah, it was funny. I did it once with we got some free, or I guess license free, or however you want to the correct term is, because we put reggae. We do videos for when we go on vacation to show people like the property, like this is where we're at, kind of. So I did it with the reggae. It's freaking hilarious. It is hilarious. It doesn't
watch it.
It doesn't take away at all from like the impact of it, but it gives it such a different vibe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm stoned and I'm not smoking weed. So I'm sorry if there's a little noise in the background. Our neighbor decided this would be a really good time to start using his weed eater along our shared fence.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What? You don't have a soundproof room? How dare you?
Yeah, we're getting it. We'll get there.
Dude, you guys got great sound, actually.
But from a personal, how has it been? Like it just seems so cool to be doing this.
It is.
It's been actually recently
It's
we've been
exhausting.
reinvigorated because of we know that this California trip at the end of August and August
We're pretty much wrapping it.
And this will
Oh my
wrap
God.
Principal.
I
It's
feel
been
like
a year.
been forever. It really
Wow.
does. And this is like.
So if we sound like
no
fucking albatross around our necks, it's just sort of a phase, I think, of this process that. Now that we've been around other filmmakers, which is fucking so weird.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Sitting there with Bob Hawke, and he was saying
yesterday.
Wait, let me.
Wait, we should tell them for why you're about to say it. We were at a private screening
where we were first before that. Yes.
of Filmhawk in New York City,
That's all about
hosted by Kickstarter.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were like with Indie All-Stars up there.
So and
that is so cool.
He just was talking about things as a filmmaker and if you're doing this and you're doing this, I'm like, oh my God, we're doing that.
Yeah,
like,
well,
oh my
you're
God, we're
filmmaker.
doing that. But then I'm oh yeah, so like we're here for a reason. And I was like, wait a minute, what he's saying is kind of true. That's kind of happened to us. And I'm like, this is so weird because this was never ever Scott and I have never looked at each other and said we're going to do a movie.
Yes, let's make a movie.
We've done a lot of crazy shit.
Maybe a porn
And
on the side, but not for distribution.
Yeah, but that's not really a movie. I don't
a really
consider-
cool Valentine's Day or Christmas gift. I got you.
I know it's a great way to become uncomfortable later because all you realize is there's a lot of endorphins going on during sex.
Right.
They sort of mask how you really look.
And you think that you look really good.
Yeah, I look gorgeous. Look at me, and then you see it. And you're
I
just
probably do though.
A mass of quivering flesh.
Yeah.
Right.
I probably look great though. I'm sure I did.
You're like, something must be wrong with the lens because I swear to God it's bigger than that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. And I swear to God I was smaller.
Yeah. Right.
My waist, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me all the time I'm bigger than that. I don't understand why it looks like that on video. I don't know what's going on.
Skittles have crept back in my diet again.
You're not lying to me, are you, sweetie?
Oh.
The old spare tire.
But that's got to be really cool too, to being such fans of obviously Kevin Smith and the podcast that you do, and knowing his trajectory and how he started, and looking that you guys are, I mean, obviously the movie you're making is different, but it's got to be cool. Like, he had those realizations all of a sudden when he realized, I am a filmmaker. And now you guys are at that point where you're realizing, like, holy shit, this wasn't just some fun project. We're actually filmmakers.
I know.
Yeah, I think
so freaking cool.
Really filmmaker in a digital age is weird, but yeah, it's the best term.
Right, exactly. Well, it's like
movie maker.
I still listen to records, so don't worry about it.
There you go.
Right? I mean, I don't have a record player. I don't own a record, but hey, what record is that?
Yeah.
I thought you can't say record, but you can still say album.
Well, because album is still used.
Is a collection.
Yeah.
Album is still used. Like if you in our Amazon music thing, it's an album.
All
That's
that
what
reminds me of is the record album. Ishtar, thank you very much.
Oh,
It came to me. It floated in.
That's why no one else remembered it.
I know. Kevin would know it.
Oh wait, you need to do the oh shoot! I was going to tell you to do the crickets, but it's no fun when I have to tell you to do it.
Yeah, I know. I'll just say this: hey, I played the crickets. They won't know the difference.
Insert crickets here.
I love that he was saying it, that he was doing it to you guys, because it takes all of the spontaneity.
Well, you'll hear all these things later.
No, but it's funny.
Next week.
It's so funny, though. I want you to keep in that you said it.
Yeah. So as you were saying, that is like yesterday. It's sort of like I got the prickle hairs on the back of my neck when I'm sitting there going, and I'm sitting next to Bob Hawk's brother on one side because we got in late because of the whole confluence of events.
Yeah, we were actually right on time.
For the screening. We missed the little mixer.
Yeah, but we've sat with Bob already. We didn't need to hear him for an hour.
Yes. We don't need to buy him lunch again.
I know.
What the fuck was I going to say? Yeah, and on the other side is this filmmaker guy who's like prominently featured in the movie. Filmmaker guy, listen to me. So you could tell I wasn't a filmmaker.
And
I had no plans.
And even said a lot of the things that I thought were true as well.
Yeah.
About Bob.
Yeah, he was a very caring person.
And he was very sweet, and he said things from the heart.
Yeah, and the fact that we were sitting, and then, oh my God, during the Q&A, this woman goes, well, I was the creator of the IFFM. I'm like, shit.
Which, for people that may not know,
if it was not for her, the IFFM is the film market that Clerks debuted at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. That's
nobody but Bob Hawke was at.
And that was at. But what does it stand for? The IFFM,
Independent Film Market. It changed. It was originally called something else, but it evolved into what became the IFFM.
Right. And that was where in...
is that the one that's based in New York?
Angelica,
yeah,
yes.
Based out of the Angelica Film
house. Angelica Film House, yes.
Yeah.
I've actually been to one of those. That's funny.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's really cool to go and like it's because it's smaller.
Yes.
But that means actually you get to see more movies, I think, because you get in.
Yes, as Kevin said, and you get to order a scone. Get some culture and hear the subway during your movie.
But... That's funny. Yeah, I've been to, I think, like the independent film markets.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, they occur, a lot of places, but they were sort of based out. That's where they came out of, I guess. There was one in San Francisco, right?
I think there was one in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of what that one's called. I haven't. What's funny is I haven't been to that one. And at Skywalker, they do a lot of sound for most of the Sundance stuff, and they actually have like a Sundance. It's not an event, but like for 2 weeks, we have almost every member of the Sundance committee that is there, like working on their films at Skywalker. So like they've made this whole deal where you can come as a filmmaker. If you're accepted to Sundance or on the way to Sundance, basically, you can come to Skywalker, and there's not only like classes and like a talk from a famous director, but you can work on your sound and get advice from the sound people there.
That's
so
awesome.
Oh my God, why did I?
It's every summer.
Yeah, but not many people like to go to the Man for the.
But yeah, and
right.
also,
but you want to call in that favorite unless you have to.
Yeah. Plus, I just wanted to be able to say the ranch and lunch. I mean, that's the real truth. I wanted to name drop the ranch. Sound hip.
We're saving our favorite.
And then lo and behold, we're talking to you. I'm like, holy shit, she works at the ranch.
That's so cool.
Can you still get the Skywalker Ranch stickers? Do they still have them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's send them some to them.
Sure. Oh my
God,
we're going to send you some stickers.
Do they have waffles?
Can't send you a waffle.
Oh, I can send you a waffle. Oh wait, are we thinking of something else?
It won't be a ranch waffle.
Not that kind of waffle, though.
What kind of waffles do they serve? Are the TIE fighters or anything?
Yeah.
No. No, there's not. It's not. The food is not Star Wars based.
Although here at the house we do have Death Star ice cube makers.
It's true.
Oh, do you?
So where is your nerddom? Where does it lie? Like, where would you say you find yourselves?
Oh gosh. What's funny is I think that Neil is actually more into Star Wars than I am.
Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars.
And Star Trek at all?
Love Star Trek. Also,
I like Star Trek, but for me, it's all Star Wars. Star Trek to me is kind of like oh, that's cute, that's fun. Okay. Not that it's bad. Yeah. It's just simply like I didn't.
You're like a Yankee fan, as the Mets go.
See, I never thought that there were. To me, they were so different, though.
Yeah, that was my whole thing too. It's like people always say like Star Wars, Star Trek, and I'm like, it's not even the same freaking thing.
I always view Star Trek as like a soap opera, to be completely honest.
But I love Star Trek. I like them both, really. But I think I
do too.
I almost maybe even like Star Trek a little more.
Star Wars.
Annaleis is a big Star Trek fan.
I like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Wars is mythology masquerading as sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is Star Trek?
Star Trek is sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Star Trek is a guy boning chicks with an excuse wrapped around science fiction.
I think for me too, Star Wars makes like the evil side or the dark side look so cool and so much fun that you could be one or the other and have equal parts. Whereas Star Trek, I think for me was like it's very much good versus evil versus good and evil.
It was wagon train to the stars.
Yeah, so unless you were like, if you wanted to be Khan, the bad guys in Star Trek don't have a huge place in their world.
Hang on. You can't bring it up without us all doing it at least once. So on the count of three.
Gonna do it?
1, 2, 3. Khan! Okay. We got that out of the way. We had to do it. You can't bring it up and not do it.
But I think that's what attracted me to Star Wars was because I've always kind of liked the dark slide a little better. So when the dark, like I'm a huge Boba Fett fan.
I still got a Woody. I don't care.
Right. I hope it didn't go away from last time. I mean, come on now, better than that. Darth Vader. I'm a huge Stormtrooper fan. So when I play the video games,
you are
always
a dark
bad
side
guys.
guy. See, I have a problem with that. I can never find motivation playing bad guys in games. Never.
Really?
Never. Can't do it.
See, I play this.
I think being a bad guy is just your interpretation of the situation.
Well, I always play this, and I don't know if it's a mind game, obviously it is with myself, but I always view it as like the good guys have been sold on this bill of goods that isn't real. And that they have it all wrong, and it's the bad guys.
But it's called the dark side.
He's talking like he's trying to talk himself into it.
Dark.
That's the whole thing. I mean,
synonymous with human.
I know
it's really
it's a bad
good.
guy.
It's not bad. It's really good.
Yeah.
This
is what the Nazis did to themselves.
Like I want to destroy the world. You're like, that's a really good plan.
It's not people. There are goats they are burning. They are not humans. See the way they cry? It does not sound like human.
So now you're Hitler.
No. Well, if the stormtrooper fits.
Right?
See, you know what it is with me? There's characters on each show that I absolutely love. I love Chewbacca, so insanely I can't even describe it. And I love Spock.
Yeah.
And I love McCoy. I love him. I just love the characters so much that it's hard for me to pick which one I like more.
Yeah. I am a huge Spock fan.
Yes. Oh my god! And I love McCoy. I love like the movie with Chris Pine. I love that movie. That was great.
Yeah, I like both of them. Believe it or not, I mean, yes, I have a problem with the fact that someone who's supposed to be a Sikh Indian is played by the pastiest Englishman you've ever met.
That is
right.
True.
But originally also played by a Hispanic before him. So I mean,
that's also bad casting choice though.
Yeah,
it's not really
a Sikh Indian. Most people don't even know what that is. They think it's a Muslim.
It's not.
They do.
Which is sad, but true.
Yeah, they beat them, the poor guys.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, we're Hindu, essentially. We're in the same wheelhouse as the Hindus. Stop beating us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how I got there. Bah.
See, that's what the Star Wars v Star Trek thing will happen.
Yes. So, if you want to be evil, that's fine. That's your prerogative.
Don't be judgy.
Well, I don't. I view it. I don't view it as evil. I always view it as good on the other side.
Do you play Mass Effect?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay.
It's a great game.
I was gonna want. Did you play all the red choices? Or you're like the guy who was like,
Well, see that. That's the funny thing. Like, if I'm playing a Batman video game, I will never play any of the villains. I'll only play Batman.
Oh, you're talking like just the fight games?
Or Lego Batman.
Like
Lego. I won't play any of the bad guys in Lego Batman. That's right. Where I draw the
hardcore.
line.
Those Lego pieces are tough to get, my friend.
It's moral imperative.
Isn't there like Arkham and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Arkham games are different. You have to be good. And he's like very frustrated.
See, now but you know what you're doing is you're
wait.
You're evil. You're evil shaming him.
Hang on. Yes, I am evil shaving.
Shaming, not shaving.
Shaving.
He's shaving too.
I evil shaved yesterday.
Evil shaved.
Took off a good inch.
All my parts got evil shaved.
Yes. I'm smooth.
Ooh.
All my evil nasty bits.
No, but evil shaming. Like you're shaming him for being evil.
Yes, I understand. No, I'm not. I'm just pointing out. I'm saying that I do. When playing video games, I have a problem playing with motivation, playing an evil character.
Yeah, but and some people look at it like I'm going to be the total
especially like
opposite
Fallout. Did you ever play Fallout?
I have
like
played
Fallout 4.
Yeah, I have played it, but I'm not a Fallout aficionado.
Yeah, well, in that game, like I tried to really be outright evil because there was lots of fun, and it's just not. I just feel like a dick.
Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't like it for that exact.
All I can think of
let me beat my pimps. Huh?
So
all I can think of is Kevin. I'm the biggest dick.
Yeah,
Scott Mosier.
Me, asshole face. Yeah, exactly.
It's him.
It's me. It's him.
Asshole face.
I love Smautomation. Sorry.
Oh my God, Scott Mosier, so funny.
Right. Well,
I love that guy.
Yes, I
Me
agree.
too.
That's one of those people
He totally
for me, like I wish I could be friends with. Like if I met him, I'm
totally
like,
has to
I'd
come.
so love to be this guy's
my
friend,
God.
but
I would
realize
just
that
like
it's
to
not
get him
going
on
to
the
happen.
show. I would just like to get him on the show. I don't need to be his best friend.
Oh my God, is he totally going to be in Las Vegas?
Who? Mosier?
Yeah.
No, why would he?
I don't know.
Yes, he's coming to he's coming to Big Daddy Jimmy V's apartment. Yeah. He's
I don't
just
know.
swinging by.
I just threw it out there.
Moj and
Swinging by. How does that
swinging
come
on
out?
by. He's swinging by. What are you talking? Okay, your mind's in the gutter.
I
now.
like that. He's swinging by. I didn't hear that part.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh wait,
No,
I just caught up.
I
How
thought
did
he
that
said
happen?
no. I thought he said he's.
I obviously need a bong hit.
Wait, shh. I thought you said he's a swinging by.
Yeah, I know. I realized that you said, and what, a swinging by? And I didn't even think about it in those terms
Like,
until
wait a
just
minute.
now.
He's one of Kevin's best friends. He's swinging by.
Yeah,
swinging
that's
by.
cool, yeah.
Okay. Well, now that you said it
All
in
right.
a different way.
By the Mosier place.
Yeah.
Mosier.
Anyway, I just threw that out there. Like,
Hey, all we know is Scott Mosier has a big dick, as according to Bob.
Yeah, Bob Hawk told us that.
Which is hilarious because Annaleis is drawing pictures of penises on a dry erase board and showing them to me for some reason.
She's one of those.
Draw a picture of Scott Mosier with a really big dick.
There you go.
And there you go. There's your new logo.
Dark Angels, pretty penises.
Yeah, it's not Scott Mosier. It's Scott
No,
Mosier.
Dark Angel Scott Mosier penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be Future Mosier from the future. It's funny because it was SModcast that was sort of my gateway drug, and there are
And that
still
was the same thing that he
episodes
said, yeah.
that I like to drive Gene crazy with, just listening to over and over again.
Yeah, but it really doesn't drive. As long as Scott Mosier's there, it just makes it better.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as he swings by, it's all good.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a swinging by. That's all.
It's all good.
As long as he swings. And as I guess he really swings by, if you know what I mean.
I don't think he does. No, I don't think he does.
No, I mean swings it around. Like
that's not. That'd be swinging around.
No, his penis is
like,
swinging around.
I get it. Yeah. And then he puts it over his shoulder. I get it. It's like a mic, but the problem is you don't have the prop. It doesn't
I
work
like how
the
she
same
wants
way.
to be absolutely sure that you understand. No, his penis.
Yes.
Do you understand?
No. I mean his penis. He's going to cornhole that ass with his wiener.
His schlong donkey.
Yes.
Yes. And there's a donkey in that too.
Yeah.
That's funny you said that.
I know.
There you go.
Clerks too.
Yes. Ooh, cake.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's awesome.
So how did you start at Lucas Ranch? At Lucas Ranch. How'd you start there? How'd you get there from Oni?
Okay, so I was actually on a break, in quotes, from Skywalker when I was doing some stuff for Oni. Okay. So I started. Oh God!
You make that sound like they told you don't come back.
No, I needed a break.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
we're on a break right now. Just so you know.
We were on a break.
You're an artist, or no? You're not an artist. You already said no. I don't art. I don't do design. So you do sound.
No. Right. I don't. I'm a tech. I work for so it's kind of funny because all of the sound editors and sound mixers, designers, are all technically considered independent contractors. As so they come in, they work on a film, and they're not just stationed, of Skywalker. They work at Skywalker on films, but so the actual employees of Skywalker Sound only consist of about 24 people. I get that. Right, so they all can kind of come in like anybody would for a different facility, like a picture editor or something like that.
Yeah. That's just the nature of the business is piecework.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's job work.
And so I work for the infrastructure. I work for the engineering department of Skywalker Sound. So I work on all of the rooms that all of the films are, designed and mixed in and things like that. So I'm responsible for like the maintenance and upgrades for all of the speakers and sound equipment and gear. Mm-hmm. So I work totally behind the scenes. And in fact, if you see me in your room, in your mixed room or
there's
whatever,
right.
And that's actually happened where I was just like dropping something off to do something like over the weekend, and a mixer stopped because he saw me like through the window. Cause like when you're in a recording studio or a mixing room, there's a window that goes to the control room, and it was in the control room. And he turned around and he just happened to see me through the window, and he stopped. Like he literally turned around, hit stop, and said, "Why is she here? What is happening? Like what aren't you guys telling me? Is there a problem?
My movie's broken."
Right? Like what is happening right now? Why is she here?
No, no.
Yeah. She's like, all that ADR stuff you did, it's all gone.
Yeah. I just hold the hand up to my neck and go, nope.
Yeah.
You just got to do that again. Yeah. No. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, so obviously, you learn things like don't go into the rooms unless you absolutely have to, because it freaks people out.
So you actually you work for...
I am an official employee of Skywalker.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. And what's awesome too, because of her job, because she does so much of the wire tech and wires these studios, that whenever we needed something for our studio, or when I was playing music in a band and I'm like, can you make me a guitar cable that's like 17 and a half feet long, that's purple with a 90-degree, a one end? And she's like, yeah. And the next day I'd have it. I'm like, that's awesome. So when we're doing our podcast studio, I'm like, I need a splitter that goes from stereo to mono and then back into splitter from, eighth inch to quarter. I know I'm getting way
I got the huge Woody.
Scott's horn just got like triple
I know
size.
I'm getting,
but here's the thing.
Like inside
I think
baseball,
we're gonna have
there's
to
probably
stop the
people listening
podcast
like, I don't know what you're talking about. But so we have like the coolest custom freaking cables for everything. I'm like, I want to run the GoPro through this and that. Yeah,
I love that because all of that is like it makes everything more streamlined. Mm-hmm. And I can do some cabling work, but my cabling work my soldering sloppy. I'm never happy with it. I would usually hand
This is the ultimate euphemism. I can do some cabling work, but my soldering sloppy.
Yeah. Well, if I put a cable together and wire it, you'll know it was me. Whereas if I hand it off to my buddy Keith, it would be beautiful. So.
It's like Scott was here.
Yeah. So that's what I would try and tend to do. Hand stuff.
Right. Actually, I think that my best skill set in my wiring and engineering skills is soldering. In fact, so I actually get all the hardest.
I can pin a CAD 5 pretty quick.
It's so cool because some of their engineers will come up with their own designs for cables and boxes and punch mix stuff and and they'll pretty much give Annaleis the blueprints, and she'll have to make these cables that have never been made before, and it's just really cool. She'll send me like a picture of a cable she just saw, and I'm like, holy, she's like, oh, I'm working on this 274 pin cable. I'm like, what the. they don't even make that. And she's like, no, but someone here dreamed it up. And, it's going to splice this sound. It's going to go left, right, up, and down. I'm like, I didn't think sound had up and down. And she's like, well, Atmos does. So
and I just
going to go up and down.
I just want to hard mount some fucking XLR female inputs into the table, and I can't get around to it.
Don't we all? Sometimes I want my female XLR hard mounted, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Or I mean, here's the other trick. Yeah, it's funny. Like you said, bands led me to sound. There was a period where I did have a sound company, a lighting company, and I basically worked for other bands because it's like, you got better gear than me.
Right.
But, I did it again! Ah!
What?
Talk myself out of my point.
You forgot.
Adding too much fucking detail.
He's still thinking about
I got so frustrated.
Well,
I love in the background you just hear, what?
Oh my God, what's happening right now?
That's awesome.
I had a conniption.
And you're getting all crazy about the cables.
Yes, that's what it is. It's this cable talk. I'm getting excited.
It's so distracting.
It's fucking getting my nipples are hard, man.
He's like all about the cables.
Oh. I mean,
with the stickers we send, we're going to send you a custom cable. It won't do anything for you, but it'll be a custom cable.
It'll be an XLR input.
If someone could do that for him, I think he would just explode all over.
I would love. Well, here's the other thing. I would love to have someone to be like, I need this cable, do it, and make it so, and it's like there, of course.
Wow.
Nice Star Trek reference. Make it so.
Yeah, and then
I can send you a cable with the actual Skywalker sound label.
If that's the case, forever. Let us know. I think Annaleis would be more than happy.
I think Gene is actually. Gene might actually be getting jealous over there.
No, I'm
sorry. I apologize.
just knew. No, I'm not jealous. As soon as she started talking about that, I'm like, oh my God, Scott's penis is like huge.
She started talking about pulling those long cables.
I was trying to say that since your penis is so big, we should probably stop podcasting right now.
Me? Me?
No, because
that's a grower, not a shower, sweetie.
Amen, brother. Amen.
You're funny.
You would know that. Come on, baby, bite my wire. I love cables, so we could talk cabling all day.
Yeah, but you're just a gear. You're a gearhead.
Yes, I love gear. I love toys. I love all that stuff. So,
I just like it when everything's together
and
it works.
And lo and behold, you fall into a fucking. You can write it off. Oh my God, this is amazing.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You're not even faking it. You're not cheating anybody. This shouldn't be allowed.
Write off movie tickets and things like that. We don't really, but
this is mind-boggling.
Right.
Zoom. We're endorsed by Zoom.
That's true.
We have an endorsement like a rock star. I had to get out of music to get an endorsement.
Right.
Isn't that funny how that works? It's like all this time when I played music, it's like I wanted an audience and I wanted people to listen and check in. And then I'm like, fine, I'm done. Let's just have some fun and do this thing. And then all of a sudden people start showing up and I'm like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, we've been fortunate to, we've had a few people come forward and like, oh, we'd like to, sponsor or endorse, part of the show or this and that. And we're like, well, it's kind of weird because we feel it might change our dynamic, because of what we do. So thank you. And whatever. But I'm like, seriously? So for the frickin' 30 years before this, when I just wanted somebody to come forward and be like, if you put your sticker our sticker on your guitar, we'll give you $2. I would have been like, yeah, I'm good. That's awesome.
I've got too much integrity now, man.
Yeah, it never happened. Now I'm like, really?
See, I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, what? You want me to sell what? Sure.
Yeah. You're like, I use that all the time. What is it again?
Actually, really,
it's a glue for eyelashes. Yeah,
perfect.
Fine.
Perfect.
Our best, truest sponsor is a product I have no problem endorsing, and that's Death Wish Coffee because they're awesome.
Yeah, when the first time I heard that, I was like, because again, being new to the whole indie podcasting, I'm like, I don't know if they're making a joke or if they're being serious right now.
There was this huge.
That was amazing. We kind of fell into that at the right time. Like we couldn't even. We were besides ourselves as well. Like we just fell in with these guys, and they just won a commercial for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they just had BuzzFeed just did like a whole.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they're
awesome.
huge.
Yeah,
and they're nice.
They're
not dicks.
Right.
No, they really are. They're really. I mean, they've been on the show. One of the main guys been on the show.
Yeah, if you're not a dick, it's so much better.
All right, we want to take a moment to talk about Death Wish Coffee. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and get over to deathwishcoffee.com. And there you can buy the strongest coffee known to man without a prescription.
The world's strongest coffee ever.
Yes, as proudly displayed on my wife's sweatshirt over there.
Yes, on my body, on my mug,
yes,
on my K-cups.
Yes, and you'll know them by their telling sign of the skull and crossbones that tells you
good.
Exactly what you're in for. It's that used to be the international symbol for poison, but now it is the symbol for good damn coffee.
It's awesome. Without milk, with milk, you don't really need it because it's strong.
But not bitter?
Not bitter. So you don't even need milk. You don't even need sugar, but you can add it if you'd like. It's just really, really the perfect, strongest, most awesome coffee.
Become a junkie of Death Wish, just like the Anderson Council. And
we got him hooked.
Again, deathwishcoffee.com. Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
I want to take this time to mention to you www.audibletrial.com/ThatMan on Fatman. That's right, www.audibletrial.com/ThatMan on Fatman. That's one word, conjunctified. Go there, sign up for your free 30-day free trial. Sign up, get a free book. A free audiobook, because you don't have to go through no tedious reading. You don't have to turn no fucking pages. You don't have to do any of that bullshit. You get in your car, you put on your headphones, and you are listening to a book. You're taking a magical journey into a fictitious land. You're expanding your mind, all when you're stuck in traffic. Fucking amazing. Audiobooks. These are the wave of the future. And you can get in for free for 30 days. A free trial. And when you get your free trial, you can download a copy of Tough Shit by our Savior, Kevin Smith. That's right. Our Lord and Savior, Kevin Smith, has left words for us to follow in our lives. And we can get it for free just by signing up to audibletrial.com/ThatMan on Fatman. That's right. audibletrial.com/ThatMan on Fatman. Thank you. Please sign up. You'll be very happy you did. I'll say this. That's probably the point where I felt the ickiest. And that was before the interview. After it was all good.
Right.
But it was that, am I selling my soul by having our sponsors on the show? So.
Not at all.
No, because
I agree.
I wanted to hear all about the Super Bowl thing.
Agree.
And where they started and how everything is the way it is now and how cool that and how awesome and have him totally.
I agree.
I love when people can just.
But I second guess everything.
I love when people can just go off on themselves.
It's Twitter. It does it to you.
I love when I go off on myself. I know that for sure.
Well, I like that too.
Well, I was like, Neil's going to grab that.
I believe the Buddy Christ enjoys that as well.
Buddy Christ
he is winking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's time for the.
Well, now our neighbor who was weed eating, he's now leaf blowing.
Oh,
so.
right.
Wow. It's a lot
Sorry about that.
We heard the dogs wander through once, too. I heard the jangle of chains. I'm like, is that our
Luckily,
dog?
they went back to bed.
Where's our dog?
They're like, this is boring without Mom and Dad. We're going to sleep.
So is this everything you expected from our conversation? Us cutting you off every 20 minutes to...
Well, I got it. Like I said earlier, I mean, I thought one of the coolest things I enjoy about your podcast is it reminds me a lot of our podcast. Like,
so a fucking mess.
Kind of, like whatever's going on, like, oh look, shiny thing. Oh look, jingly thing. Oh,
yes.
And I mean that with the utmost sincerity and love. I mean, so yes, this has been a blast for me. I don't want to speak for Annaleis, but this has been an absolute blast for me because I think you guys are awesome.
Every time I heard her laugh, it was worth every moment.
Laugh.
Yeah. Ever since I was a kid, if I can make somebody laugh, my mom, my brother, that's awesome. So that's what I was going for.
She has a sincere laugh, a belly laugh.
Yes.
Right.
I have that too. That's why I know.
You do. I noticed there wasn't much laughing coming out of you. She's like, I'm sick of him.
I'm very serious.
Let the cable girl have him.
But remember, when you have that part, you have to have it all.
Right. I'll take the rocker from San Francisco.
It's not just the
Here you go.
It's not just the cable part.
It's the pulling.
I do a lot of cable pulling.
Yeah, it's not the cabling; it's the soldering.
I actually get paid for that. Can you believe that?
Oh, very many times
really
have I.
cool.
Oh, my knees hurt. I pulled a lot of cable today. I'm like, well, bring that money home, baby.
Yeah,
bring
man.
that money home.
You go.
You got something on your chin there.
That's right.
You have showers at work.
I see. It's a little insulation from the wire. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Honey, you got a little something there. Oh, yeah.
Those damn strings, they get everywhere.
I'm saving that for a snack later.
Oh, okay.
You're saving it for later. Exactly.
Here's a question. Do you know why there's those weird Tyvek threads through your wires?
What? Yes, and I know what those are.
What are they?
No, I
You
know.
don't know.
No,
Yeah, right.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know why they're there.
It's about the shielding?
Like if you ever run network, do you work with CAD5?
I do. Yeah.
Annaleis does.
Yeah, so traditionally you'll find that annoying like piece of hair.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about now because I've destroyed Cat5 before.
Yeah. It's to it's to help it slide down. Yes, when they shoot it all together.
Right. As well as if it's fiber, it's helps the strain relief. So like you're supposed to leave it out and like be able to like wrap it around things to help. But in regular like audio cable, the little string that they leave in there, also if you pull it, it cuts the outer jacket and helps you strip it back.
I love
so like
you.
if you make a razor blade cut and you,
Scott's
and
like
you
ready
pull the
to
string,
like, yeah.
it slices the outer jacket.
Oh my God, he's gonna like.
I love you.
He's gonna put you on the alarm.
What I
Will
love
you
is
polygamary me?
While she was telling you all that, she was doing everything with her hands.
Oh
so
my
she was like cutting a cable and she was pulling the thing. Yeah, it was
and the
hilarious. It was hilarious.
Got it. So tell us about a blowjob then.
Yeah, right. Yo, please.
You take the hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you take them out. No, all right. Well, let's
Although
get right
I
to
don't know, this
blue.
could be a big setup. She'd be like, "Oh, there's not much to tell these days anymore."
It's not your birthday.
Yeah, right.
Oh no! Are you one of those?
No, I'm kidding. I'm
No,
not at all.
I don't even
It's just a
understand
joke.
that.
It's an ongoing joke
It's a
because I
joke we've
overheard
had.
that once at like a dinner. I was like
Yeah.
at the table next to me. I literally heard a wife tell a husband, "It's not your birthday."
Well,
I
last
don't
night you
understand
heard
that.
somebody
I don't-
talk about somebody's boob job
Yes,
because their boobs were uneven.
lopsided.
Yeah.
Just like, so she had to get a boob job. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh God,
We're-
why?
we're having
Why
dinner-
is this not a private conversation at
Having
your house?
having dinner with a couple we've never met, and the people behind us are talking about somebody else's boob job.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay,
We're
so
like, all right.
hi.
Awkward. Check, please. Walk.
I mean, nothing wrong with boob
We're gonna
jobs.
need a couple drinks.
But
here.
it was just funny because we're like, I don't know if she wants you talking about her boob job to everybody else.
right. Well, maybe she did. I don't know.
I don't know.
Were you about to podcast?
Right.
Yeah, right.
If you were, that's a
gave her our
good.
card, and we're like, hey, if you ever want to be on the show,
Give us a call.
yeah,
We see you got fake tits. That's a great content generator right there.
they're very perky. That's awesome. A job well
Here's
done.
our card.
The nipples are looking at me. I like it.
When you guys tell people that you do a podcast, do you get the standard reaction?
What is a podcast?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the most part, it seems that here's the weird thing.
Serial has fixed things, kind of.
Well, not only that, but let's see. I was watching we were watching. It was either NCIS or something else, and they mentioned
A podcast.
about somebody having a podcast, and then there was another like big network show that said, "Oh, what does he have a podcast?" So it's becoming a little more, but
Right.
for the most part, people do ask, what is a podcast? So
Right.
the weird thing is, like with our friends and everything, we don't really. I mean, this sounds totally stupid, and I
You don't
every
promote.
time I say this, I feel bad. We don't still consider ourselves podcasters, so it's really
It doesn't
weird.
come up, right?
Like we don't go and advertise. I mean, we do
Yeah,
on
yeah, I
like
gotcha.
Twitter and Facebook, but like when we meet people or we're out, it might if it comes up in conversation, like, "Oh, what'd you do this weekend?" We're like, "Oh, we recorded our podcast." This and that. But when that does happen, it's definitely, "Oh, podcast."
Right.
And,
Well, I'm like, at this point, pretty much everybody I work with knows I have a podcast. And when we went to meet other podcasters in Portland for the Rose City Comic Con convention, and I had met up with some like previous comic book friends and things like that. Like, for example, there was this one guy who used to be a newspaper reporter who now does a comic book and some other things as well. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing now. He's like, oh, I know, I've listened. And I was like, and I got, I don't know why, but I got like really embarrassed. And I was like, oh yeah. And he started laughing. He's like, it's really good. I'm super happy for you and whatever. And I was like, yeah. So,
last year we were in Jamaica having dinner and somebody said,
That's right.
Oh, you guys are the ones on the podcast. Now it was all tied in because it was like a message board group. So it wasn't like they found us, but it was still, but so they're like, oh, you guys are awesome. And we're like,
and then we sat next to them at dinner and they were like, just accidentally. And they're like, oh, we're hoping to get to see you guys. You guys are the ones that have the podcast. And we're like, oh,
yeah. So,
hi. Weird.
So it's been, I mean, but definitely the what is a podcast? More than Serial, what I've heard is the Mark Maron, like I guess after Obama was on.
Yes, indeed.
Mark Maron,
to be honest.
And
I
Joe
think it's kind of a
Rogan.
little bit of everything.
We get a lot of the Joe Rogan thing too. Like, oh, Joe Rogan has a podcast, right? And we're like, yeah.
Yes.
The big thing that for us too was after we were on Pizza Beer Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of people, a lot of fans that came on and said, "Oh, we heard you on PBR. That's really cool." And we were like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah,
that is awesome. I remember that.
So it was when they made their big change. So when PBR, it was pretty much Derek and Mike.
Yeah, when they switched.
Yeah, when that happened. The funniest thing was Annaleis and I were out. We were in downtown Napa, and we went to like this little dive bar that has like all these taps, and we decided we'd get a beer real quick. And we were sitting there talking. I'm like, because we were surprised, and it's been about a year. And we were surprised. I don't want to say the success, but we were surprised at how many people were listening to our show. And we're like, this is freaking ridiculous because we don't talk about anything.
Right.
And so we were out, and I'm like, what would be freaking amazing? Because we're both fans of PBR, the podcast, and we're like, if we were on their podcast, that'd be amazing. No crap. I swear to crap, this is for real. The next day, their producer, hey, would you guys
would like to be on?
Yeah, we want to get together. Well, actually, it was kind of cool because they're legit. So they said, hey, we were thinking maybe you guys would be cool with having Mike on your show.
Yeah,
see how it goes.
If Mike could come on our show.
Yeah, and if that works out well, we'll have you on PBR. And we were like, that's freaking awesome. Yeah. So we had Mike on our show first, and it worked out well. And Mike is freaking awesome. He's one of those that we've met through podcasting. We've been in contact a few times. Yeah. But such a cool guy. And it's so funny. Again, another guy that maybe if he saw me in any other walk of life, he'd be like, oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah. Believe me. Yeah, we shot with them.
That's not a comment on Mike at all.
Believe me, I know. I would just in real life. Yeah, like if I saw him coming down the street, I would walk the other way. Not gonna like me,
right?
But he's not like that at all.
No. And so then we were on their show, and it was freaking great. But we were like, this is it. I mean, this is. We can't believe we've gotten here. This is amazing. And it was so much fun. I'm totally losing sight of why I'm even talking about this.
No.
I know why, because it's me.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't even know why I got there anyway, but it's all good. We're talking about podcasting, I'm sure.
Right. Oh, right. So so that was yes. We get this. What is podcasting? But it was funny. More than Serial, it really is Maron and Rogan, and for us personally, a lot of PBR. So
yeah, and I think now any radio show pretty much has a podcast, and so something changed about a year ago. It felt like people were a little more in tune. I felt like we weren't getting the "what's a podcast" question as much.
Yeah. Do you think that eventually it's going to go pay to listen, like whether you're independent or not?
Not at all.
Can't. No. Okay, cool.
No, because think about the marketplace.
Yeah, because someone will always. I mean, it'll almost be like that.
Some people can do that, and I think that's what's great about like Artie Lang and Anthony Cumia. But let's face it; those guys have a legitimate broadcast audience that they can bring to the table immediately. And
but you don't think like iTunes will start to charge people? Like if you want your podcast on iTunes, we're going to charge you.
Oh, you charge us? No,
Yes.
because think about it. All they're doing is passing along our shit.
That's true. And
they're not doing anything. They're just like they're recoding it so that it's more annoying for us.
Right.
They're making it so it's harder for us to track and easier for them.
Right. That's a good point. And just talking to you now about it, I would imagine there will always be somebody who comes out and goes, you know what, we won't charge you. And then, you know, it's going to be like, all right, everyone's listening to podcasts through, you know, Podcast Bandit or whatever.
That's why we put up, even if it's just a picture and the audio feed on YouTube. It's an archive,
right.
You know?
Right.
No one can take that away.
It does seem, though, like the more and more it gets more popular, like more people want to get their hands in there.
Oh, of course.
That's what scares me, that there's going to be...
isn't that why we were here?
The gatekeepers come along, and you know what I mean?
I never saw that as a valid argument, because that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Although I will say I'm really happy we came in when we did, because it seemed like it was you know, very much blowing up, and there was a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
But it also seemed that it was very, very inclusive, and it's every podcaster we came across, especially in the beginning, was so cool on helping each other out. And
it's a community.
you know, with like even audio things, like how do you set this up, and why is my sound so crappy?
Yeah.
And it seems like as
I
time
can't solder my cables.
Exactly.
Get the soldering.
I need custom
Get
cables.
the soldering freak now. The pretty little. Yes.
And it seems a little more as
soldering pretty little freak.
I said the soldering. I said
soldering freak.
I like that.
I said the pretty. I said the pretty little.
Thank
freak.
you.
But it seems now, like as things go a little farther, it's getting a little less inclusive. Not that it's not. It's still, I think, a great community. But I think now it's big enough to where there are some people that, you know, they really want to quote unquote succeed and quote unquote beat other podcasts.
Yeah, that's where here's the problem. That model doesn't work. See, that makes sense if you are in a limited space, approach strategy. You know, like, okay, anyone who's not in my space is my enemy. Because the dial is small. In radio, that worked. That's why Howard was able to do what he did. You can't fucking do that in podcasting. You just can't. The sea is too big. You're going to start a war with the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, how's that going to win for you?
Well, the thing with Howard Stern...
people try, though.
No, they can. But it's never going to win. It's too big. The ocean's too big. You have to band together to stay afloat.
You're right. You're very right. I believe that.
I think Howard Stern is just protecting his brand, too.
Of course.
That's all that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's why he hates podcasters.
Right.
Now it's everybody.
Yeah, because
he can do it too.
If people went on satellite way before him, he would have hated satellite.
Oh, yeah, of course,
absolutely, because he wasn't the first one to do it. Now he's probably mad at what's-his-face.
How about this? How do you think Keith and the girl feel? They've been doing this 5 days a week for 11 years.
Oh, my God, 11 fucking years. 5 days a week.
Before it was, they
and
even
that's
knew
what they do.
When
I listened to that episode, it was, because to be honest, I hadn't heard of them until I listened to that episode.
Yeah.
And I was like... Holy crap, they're a huge freaking podcast.
I know.
But
how do you think we felt? Because, like, we would be going out to interviews, and we're so Kev-centric. We would keep hearing the name. And then we go and start doing the research, and we're like, holy fuck.
Keith and the girl.
Longer than Kevin, longer than this. They've been...
and I've taken this
Mark Maron credits them with starting podcasts.
I know.
Yeah, they're like Adam Carolla. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like...
Adam Carolla.
And then we meet them, and they're awesome. They're
not
fucking awesome.
You know, and you think, oh my God, they were the first ones.
I wanted to move in with them.
Me too.
I must say that episode, it was so much fun because at the beginning of the episode, you can totally tell that you guys are like, this is not our home.
Yes,
what
we're so off-put.
It's so uncomfortable.
And then I want to say within 10 to 12 minutes.
That's exactly what. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are like, all right, it's on. Let's do
totally
this.
Turned it around.
This is great.
Yeah, and then
it's actually at the commercials.
And then shit starts coming out of our mouths.
When she says, "How about your wife? Is she hot or what?" And then everything, all game on.
God.
Well,
I think
I thought that was such a fun show, and
it was really fun.
I thought all four of you. I thought the interaction with all four was just awesome. But I loved. I gotta say, I love that first, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes or so.
I'm stumbling.
Where it's kind of like, you could just tell, like, you're like, this is our freaking show, and
we were
what the hell is going on?
What were we talking about?
We felt like we were on their show.
We were talking
Because
about
we're in
the
their studio.
diabetes. Your
Right.
diabetes.
Yeah, I was like riffing like
and then you said something like, "Hey," Keith says something about, "Let me check your sugar" or something.
Yeah, I like that. You want to sit over here?
Oh my God, he's
Wait a
so.
minute.
Let me check your sugar.
For the record,
he is so funny.
My wife admitted after the fact she has never masturbated to Jon Favreau. Thank you.
But you know
after the fact.
But
nice.
what do you say? What do you say to a guy when he asks you that?
Yeah, you just want to. You were just riffing.
No, but you're on his fucking podcast. Yes, you say yes.
Oh yes, you're the second. Yes, that's right.
Although that would have been awesome. If
someone asked you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yes, I am a god.
There's certain questions you
and
just
I
answer
do
yes
jerk
to.
off. Yes, I'm a god, and I jerk off to Jon Favreau every night.
Yes, if he's in front of you.
You're like, it's so funny because there's so many Johns I'd say yes to, but Favreau is going to be a no. I'm sorry.
See, but
I'm going to kill the
what?
mood of
When
the whole
he-
podcast. I know
when
it's going great, but no.
The best part is, and you'll hear it in there somewhere because I'm pretty sure I left it in. I just found Keith brilliant.
He is.
And so like lightning sharp. But what I loved about him is when he finally dropped the joke, it was always just off center. And there's just a moment where I turn to him, I say, "Your timing is really weird.
Yeah.
I like it." Because I felt like I was in the presence of like a really cool jazz musician.
Yeah. See, but when
you know
do
what?
it
It's
that
funny
long,
that was the exact same thing I was about to say. It was like that song you listened to the first time when you're like, this is really good. Oh wait, what did they just do?
And we're like,
it changes.
how did I
Where'd that
miss this? How did I miss this show?
Yeah.
Like the change up.
So yeah, we have not missed an episode since.
I
matter of
know,
fact,
every
we got
morning.
Bob Hawke on there.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So
He'll be on Tuesday on Keith and the Girl, and he's also currently send a promote someone else. You can listen to him on Finest Things podcast now. Finer Things, sorry.
Finer Things podcast. And
with
how
Mike.
do you say Mike Fenoya?
Okay, neither of us could say his name.
Right.
Yes.
But he's
Mike Fenoya.
Very cool guy.
It could be Fenoy. It could be Fenoya. Or it could be Fenoy.
Yes.
Or Fenaway.
Yes.
But anyway, his name is Mike, and he's totally awesome. And his eyes are to die for. He's got these big, round, brown eyes that are beautiful.
And they're both big dudes. And it's funny because you were asking before about film and
Yes.
if I ever
and
thought, blah, blah, blah.
He's
There's
an
one-
awesome guy.
Wait, hang on. In the midst of all the documentary, we felt like we needed to do something to get our jets going because this is taking forever.
Oh my God, guys! And the fact that you're so excited about it makes us so excited. But we're
we're
tired.
throwing together a short that we're gonna do, and I don't want to give too much away, but like, it gives an opportunity for a lot of cameos.
Yes.
And so far, it's one of those ideas, and I'm going to tell you, but of course I'm going to edit it out of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, so like
that's impressive.
And we were
seemingly
looking-
two events that were
Right.
not connected, and I was like, "Oh, can we get rights to that?" So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I mean, it's for a short. It's not going to make any money, you know.
That's still cool, though.
Again, it's confluence of the right people who floated into our, orbit. Like,
And then it was us sitting on the train, and all of a sudden we started talking.
yeah,
about it.
and
So
it
weird.
just
so cool.
it comes out, and then our DP Mike, who works for Marvel Netflix during the day as a set dresser, his buddy does stunts for Gotham, and so like
Isn't that fucked up?
So now we
That is awesome.
And when he heard the ideas, he's like, "Great!" He's like, "But here, I'd like to coordinate the stunt team so that we can get the right guys, so that we can educate everybody, so nobody gets hurt."
And
blah, blah.
really, it is. It's like it's going to be like a choreographed.
Yeah,
That
This
is
is
so
so
cool.
amazing to me. I've never seen this before.
And I definitely have to cut a lot of this. Like,
Yeah,
I reached
yeah,
out
this
to
is the
Brian
other
O'Halloran and some other people, Ernie too. Ernie asked first, and he was like, "I'm a lover, not a fighter."
Nice.
And I'm like, so I asked Brian O'Halloran, and he would do it too.
And
I
Scott
said,
Chiaffo?
yeah,
That is so cool.
So essentially,
I
everyone
know,
we've
right?
asked has said yes. Well, guys,
Yeah,
we're
this
getting
is-
close to 2 hours. No, we are
All
2
right.
hours right now.
Nice.
2 hours and 3 seconds.
Now, all of that's going to get cut.
No, not
Right.
well. Yeah.
The last 15 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
Just still got to say that I think that it's so freaking cool, and you guys are so awesome for doing
Aw.
all these. I'm just I am like basking in the glory that you guys are doing with the filmmaking.
You guys can do all this too. We're no different.
I am masturbating in your shadow.
Oh, yummy!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
you could do that for a price.
I just think it's awesome, and I really think it's just so cool that you guys are. There's like this so amazing career that's going to be. I should not have said so between that. There's this amazing career that's going to be in or that is in front of you. That it's such a cool parallel to how this whole thing started. Not only that you guys are doing it, but you guys are doing like really cool stuff. It's stuff that like I know I want to see. So it's not just like, that's really cool.
Thank you.
That's really
You're
sweet.
making a film about how blinds work.
Yeah.
Love but it's like I said, I was having a blast putting different music to your, because I was into it, and I'm like, that's awesome. What would it sound like with this? What would it sound like with this? And I think that's when you have like, real fans and real people that are into it, is that they take it and kind of make it their own too.
Yeah,
and I just think
that's where our show falls down, and a lot of shows get it better than we do. And I'm not sure what it is. Audience participation. We'd really like to see more of it, but we don't know. We don't do game shows, So it's
right.
We try and figure out. We're supposed to do mailbag, but then we've ran into crises instead.
Right.
It's just nuts. So
yeah.
And the podcast definitely has suffered because of the movie. Like it's been a hard balancing act.
Right. Yeah, but getting guests is it's not a hard thing. It's just kind of,
well, it's like you're getting guests for one thing, and then you get it's like, can I cross them over?
But then you can sometimes get them for both, which is really nice.
Yeah, those are always good.
Yeah, those are good ones, because then it's like
But Bob Hawke, yesterday, someone asked him during the Q&A if he had any advice for new filmmakers. And
oh my God,
it was the best advice, and it really was. I can wholeheartedly endorse it. Don't make a movie unless you have to.
Unless it's like burning inside.
Yeah,
like
and that's what this was.
And that's what it's like and that's what I've said over and over in emails I've sent, texts I've sent, voicemails I've sent. This is a passion project. Like there's a story behind where like behind all of this. There's our story. There's there's 200 other stories.
And if you keep planting seeds, one of those it's going to sprout. I mean, it just happens.
Right. And we've had it to
I've been saying, boy, I wish I had an idea for a short for months.
And
then boom, there's one.
I was going to say the cool thing about the documentary you're doing, it's like I know my story will be in there without me being in there, if that makes any sense. And so that's what's really cool. It's like you identify with it and go, oh, that's so cool. I get it. And I'm just very much looking forward to it. So chop chop.
Any chance you guys will be in Jersey, like in the next month or two?
I wish. If we could make it happen, I got to tell you, if there was like any shot that we could be in your documentary, I'd be like,
you can be. It's that easy. You just have to get here.
Just get out there. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll see. Maybe we can make something happen. Maybe we can
just know that.
Even if you don't need us for longer than a day, right?
No, not at all. Like a couple of hours. Usually 3 or 4 hours.
It's like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
It depends on how deep we want to get.
Right. Also, that I was going to say, if you guys are in town long enough, and I'm in town, you guys can come out.
To the ranch. Do a tour of the ranch.
You can't do any filming officially unless we go through proper channels, but you can come out and just see the place as my guests.
Too bad you're making me crazy, because you're going to be in Jamaica when we're there.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when did you say you were coming back, though?
We're back.
She's quickly, the calendar is coming out.
I had it before.
We're back into the first.
Producer extraordinaire.
Skywalker Ranch motivates lots. We're pulling from a lot of different resources when you make an independent film. Yeah, anything to keep costs down.
Well, if you guys do stay an extra day, I mean, there is a place in Napa that I know of that you can stay.
Napa?
Napa, that's where we live. Yeah,
Napa Valley. Oh my God, you guys! Wow, that'd be like that weird Sideways movie.
Right.
I don't drink, but can we walk around and act pretentiously drunk?
Well,
I'm going to leave that to Neil because he likes wine and I don't.
Yeah.
But.
Well, it's hilarious because whenever you tell people you live in Napa Valley, they're like, I think the first thought they have is like, oh, you live on this vineyard, like in this.
No, dude, we live in a neighborhood with
we live in an old neighborhood that was built in the 50s, and it's a little junior 2-3, 2-3 house, and
just like a weird bathroom in the garage.
Yeah,
and shit.
it's
so
oh wow,
what talking about right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now,
do you guys have basements?
It's a beautiful place to live, but we don't live on a vineyard.
Can you have basements where you live?
No basement.
I was going to jokingly say that we don't podcast from our basement, but if we had a basement, we totally would.
Yeah, because some places can't have basements because you dig into the ground and you get water.
We had a really bad earthquake a couple of years ago.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, we were in Jamaica getting married.
We were going to get married, and
the earthquake
we almost had to come home.
Yeah, we're like, is our house still?
That's so scary.
But let's just say, if you guys think you guys can stay a day or two longer and need a place to chill during that time,
that would be so
well,
nice.
as long as we can make the claim that we're staying in Napa. I mean, you know.
There you go.
They don't have to know that you have a bathroom in your
garage. At the very least, you'd get you'd get a thank you in the movie.
That's just a bonus bathroom, though, so that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, you guys bonus in the bathroom? What?
Exactly.
That's the guest bathroom. That's the one we're going to use.
Ah,
there you go.
It's a bonus.
That's right.
Sorry, Gene and Scott, you have to use the garage bathroom.
Right. Like,
So here's the garage.
Pay no attention to the video cameras.
When we
strange lighting scenario that comes on when you sit in the seat.
When we said garage, we meant backyard.
It's not glow in the dark.
It's not a tumor. Yeah.
Our laugh is so funny. I love it. I love it. I do really do. It's adorable. Okay.
I just noticed you had a tapeworm. I have no idea what that even means.
I don't even know.
Gross.
It's so
Nobody wants that.
No. Nobody wants the Spanish Inquisition. Our chief weapon is surprise.
I totally have to pee.
That's all.
On that note,
I wish you guys
what do you guys have anything you need to plug before you go off?
Yes, plug.
Before you need to pee?
I have a few things that can be plugged. Do you have anything plugged?
No, you just go so I can pee.
All right.
Just go so she can go.
Anything plugged? No, but
where can we find your wonderful podcast, folks?
You can find our podcast, any podcast player. I think we're on most of them at Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks, or you can go to our website, which is darkangelsandprettyfreaks.com.
We're pretty much everywhere. So
yeah, you can find us everywhere. We're even on Snapchat, even though we don't Snapchat.
And your personal Twitter handles?
Let's see. I am at AngelsFreak7, and you?
I'm surprisingly enough, Wiretech Girl.
Oh, and we also do have an at DAPF podcast, which I've been trying to kill forever, but people won't let me kill it. So apparently, we still have at DAPF podcast.
So you do have a podcast title.
We do, and it's hilarious because I feel bad because all it really is like retweets of other podcasts and our podcast, But I try to get rid of it, and everyone's like kept responding to it, and I'm like, okay, fine.
I'm sort of the guy who got stuck. I'm in the same as Tesdy as Brian. Like, I adopted my personal, but it still hasn't got me my fucking blue check mark.
Right.
Who do I have to talk to?
Yeah.
Can someone over at the ranch take care of this?
Right. We're going to blue check mark you.
Possibly.
Blow check mark you.
Easy.
Ooh. Oh, we'll wait till we get there.
In the garage bathroom.
Yes.
That's right.
While it's filmed.
I'm so excited about
some
that bathroom.
Grainy 8mm
there you go.
footage.
Black and white from the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back corner, toilet
don't-
shower stall. Yeah. Our adventure will be in it.
Wait, what? What was that she just said?
It's called That Snuff Man.
I don't
No, she said that they have an indie project. They have an indie award project.
I love that.
Lucasfilm.
Right. So like internally we have like a little like we have art projects, and then there's like this like little internal like trivia contest, and then there's also like make your indie film contest kind of thing.
That is so fun.
If you want to see something insane, go to a Skywalker Ranch anything that has to do with dress up or costumes.
Oh my god!
Because these people do not mess around.
Oh my god, they must look so great.
Oh, it's insane.
The Halloween party is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Oh my god. I would just like roll my eyes and walk out.
Yeah.
Well, we were so
when
glad.
somebody makes like the Iron Giant. You're like, I don't.
Wow.
Oh my god, I
imagine,
love
like,
Iron
what
Giant.
the hell is happening right now?
Yeah.
Someone made
I don't have that
Iron-
kind of free time, you people.
Someone made Iron Giant. Oh my god, I love
Yeah.
that movie. So
Yeah.
sweet.
Well, project work.
Right.
Feast or famine.
Anyways, you might as well make the most of it.
Some people make whole movies in the.
Mm-hmm.
Other people make Iron Man.
That's such a great movie, though.
Right.
Iron Giant. Sorry.
Iron
it's
Giant,
based.
not
Do you know
Iron
what that's
Man.
based on?
I don't.
I thought you told me, and I think I do know.
A
But say
Peter
it again.
Townsend album.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
Iron
didn't know
Man.
that. I
Yeah.
kind of love that movie.
That's
It was so
cool.
amazing.
Yes, it was.
It's very loosely
So was
based. Very loose.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
adapted from
And
that.
Brad
script.
Bird is such an amazing guy in
Yes.
general. So he's a really nice guy.
Rock.
Likes to play basketball.
Tree.
There you go. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right. The short guy likes to play basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always the short guy who likes
They always
basketball.
do.
Really?
Yeah.
Get
I
it
can slam.
together. Get it together. You're not playing.
Here's a tip.
Yeah.
You're
Let him
too
win.
short. I know.
Here's
Just
the
let
tip.
him
Shoot from
win.
the arc.
I think.
It's a bell curve.
Yeah.
You're going to cut that out, right?
No, not at all.
That was so funny.
You can keep that for personal reference.
I don't know. Do you really need me to admit it? I will.
No, I don't.
It's too good. It's too good.
It is too good.
No.
Yes.
I'm like crying a little bit, I think.
So as I rectally raped my mother, can you take that out?
You're right.
Super sorry about that.
Sorry.
Oh, wait,
Then
wait,
the
wait, wait.
14th body I buried.
Yeah. Just take the rectal part out. You can keep the rape part.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
We're so stupid.
Oh, and where's a fucking screensaver kicked on? You wouldn't be able to hear it anyway.
I think we sound stupid now. We should
Yes.
go.
Yeah. We've overstayed our welcome. This is like every rock star interview I've ever heard.
Right?
Yeah, it's just inane and meaningless.
Like they have no idea how to close it up.
They should-
Pretty soon we're going to start talking about like what we had for dinner 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
you don't
Never
wanna-
interview rock stars.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you don't want to talk. I don't want to hear
Or actors.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear like Jimmy Page talk about being in Led Zeppelin. That would be very boring.
Yeah, it'll be that. Have you ever been to? Oh, did you ever go? No, don't want that.
All right, let me amend that.
Right,
Because
okay.
Jimmy
I would
Page,
love to listen
years
to Jeremy Page
don't
talk
listen
about
to
Led Zeppelin.
new up and coming musicians. They should not be allowed to talk.
And I said that because I knew you would say.
All right, I have new rule. I've changed it. I'm stealing from Bill Maher. I'm amending.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Can I tell you how much I love him?
Yes, the last show was really good too.
If anyone out there does not listen to Bill Maher, you need to
Well,
watch.
all right.
and
Thank you,
listen.
HBO, for. They need our help.
Yeah, they need a little more.
They need ThatMan money.
Yeah.
Now, being in California, have you ever gone to his show?
No.
Have you been?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, they're in San Francisco. It's they have to again. We have to. It's an 8-hour drive to get to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, like when I think of California,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
all one
like
place.
Everything's kind of closed.
Yeah.
And you just kind of like hanging
Next
out.
door is San Francisco.
That's the next block over.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just down the street.
Haight-Ashbury is right next to LA, right?
That's right. It's Haight-Ashbury and then the Hollywood Boulevard. It's really
Oh
weird. It's
my
like a
God.
three-way.
Yeah.
And then
That's
Beverly
where the
Hills.
Golden Gate Bridge leads, right onto
Yeah,
Hollywood
right.
Boulevard. Yeah.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge,
my
and then
God.
it turns
I want it to
into
be
the
like
405. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? That would be fun. I'd love it to be just like that.
Yeah, it would be cool. It'd certainly save us money.
It would.
Yeah.
They just change it for a week while we're there.
All right, these people are like, we said we had a timetable. Dumb fuck.
It's funny. Annaleis is
She's gone.
squiggling in her chair. 'cause
She's
she has to
fucking
pee.
gone. Oh, I thought she was going. All right.
No.
She was
All
going
right.
to the bathroom.
Goodbye. We're so glad. Thank you for being
Bye,
on.
guys.
We really
Thank you
appreciate this.
so much for having
You're
us on.
so
This has been a
fun.
blast.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
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 No, you hang up. No,
No.
you. No, you.
Bye-bye. No, that was like when the kids were.
There we
I was
go.
like, really? Do I have to wait for the? Do I really have to wait for the?
What do you mean? Yes, you do.
I
You're
gotta
complaining about this?
I got shit to do. I got 5. I'm hip deep in fucking.
She's gone.
Bye.
I like.
I'm kidding,
I want
I'm
those
kidding.
Days. I want those days back.
All right, enough of the mas. Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye. And so, after torturing you for another hour and somewhat,
Oh, get over it already.
with the mutual cocksucking of another podcast.
We did. It was very much the mutual admiration.
Well, actually, I don't even know. It wasn't as much mutual, but as we go on their show, that becomes our job.
To suck them.
Yes, that's when we have to
return the favor.
Yes, pleasure givers, caregivers.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed it. We actually I mean, we wouldn't have done this whole special thing if we didn't enjoy both the interview, their time, their show,
Yeah,
and
they
all
were a
that.
lot of fun, and it didn't even seem like 2 hours. Like what? 2 hours?
And I believe the funny thing was I heard Neil talking on one of his shows about they had gone on another show, and he was curious, and they probably did one of these 3-hour things.
Yeah, and
he wasn't sure how it was going to be cut or what that person was going to do with that show. So I was thinking to myself, well, let's throw them for and that was the thing. Is it going to edit it down to the proper time, or is he going to split it into 2 shows, or how's it? Yeah. Or is he just going to go one long show? So that I already started thinking about 2 shows, and then I'm like, you know what? But instead of fucking 2 shows, hey, binge era, drop them both together.
I think it's a good idea.
I agree.
I like it.
And I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
In that respect. And now we can still keep as I said in the last episode, we keep our honor to Mr. David Mader.
Yes, we do.
And that is our guest next week. So we'll get a big Vashel update on what happened up at the View Askew Hockey League. They had a big tourney, and Dave comes in and fills us in on what happened, as well as we also reminisce about my trip up there. Oh
my God, so funny.
Back in April. Yeah. And
he was quite the host.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Very nice.
Very good guy. I mean, I can't say enough good things. Yeah. So that's next week's show. But I guess we can now pivot over to Miss Tezzy Groupie and her second pick of the episode.
I know.
Her pick of this episode. And we'll throw it over to at TESDGROUPIE on Twitter. Here she comes. Dun, 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 dun.
ThatMan on Fatman presents at TESD Groupies. Tell 'em Steve Dave. Pick of the week.
Hi, and welcome to the TSD Pick of the Week. There are occasions when there is comfort in the known. I love all the guys do, but sometimes it is good to stop and just have fun for fun's sakes. Especially when you know that Walt is planning an event episode, because you know it's gonna be awesome, and that episode will be full of laughs. I actually can't wait for TSD 300, so we can finally find out what he has come up with. You know that the game episode is going to be added to many people's favorite lists, and it's going to go through many releases. So what better thing to do than just enjoy the fun and follow up the previous pick by talking about TSD 265, the Blue Juice Comics 1-3 Invitational Part 2. If it was hard not to include spoilers in the previous episode, imagine now. But don't worry, there won't be any, even if it means this is a bit shorter. After the preliminary round, the next rounds are played, and what a way to get spoiled in entertainment, because we get around 10 1-3 games before arriving to the final, and we get to hear stories from Bry, Q, and Walt. Many from Walt, some of them really funny. The final may or may not be the expected one, but by the time it arrives, so many funny things have happened. This is one of these episodes you are sure you will play over many more times. So, I hope you will listen to it, I hope you enjoy it, and yo-ho all the way.
And there you have Miss Tesdy Groupie's pick of this episode. We hope you enjoyed that. And let's see. In closing, getting out of here, let me think of some notes. Oh, I guess, a little shout out to the folks at Afterburn. I see they've been checking out the show lately. And so thanks to them for that. And actually, since I said that, I could re-remind myself. And during this episode, it was announced that we will be at WhyNotCon and we'll be shooting it for the movie.
In Vegas.
So if you're fans of like podcasts like Afterburn 739, Alternate Endings podcast, Classy Little Podcast, From Ear to Table podcast with Big Daddy Jimmy V.
Classy Little Podcast.
FYFC podcast. Who else? The Mr. BS Show, of course.
Yes.
And us and the Dave podcast.
The Dave podcast.
Yes. These are all folks. Someone from each of these shows will be there. And we will be there with DP in tow. So, as it stands now, our buddy Damien and one of our directors of photography will be in attendance with us. And then from there, we go out and finish most of principal photography. Well, no, we finished all of principal photography in Los Angeles. And then we head back and we're done.
And we're like tying
Then
up,
it's time to edit.
Tying up the loose ends.
Pickups. And we'll see how it goes.
Wow.
But yeah, it feels very good to be back in the home stretch. It's more like, I feel more...
It's more invigorating.
Yeah, it's more enthusiastic. It's back into enthusiastic mode. And oh my God, we only have this fixed amount of time. We have to get everybody in or you're not in.
You know what it is too? When in certain times of the year, like the seasons, because the winter is very hard to get a lot of things done with the weather. And then you never know, like it's going to be, problems in the city or whatever. So, but now, like, it's been really nice, and we're able to get in and out, and, the weather's been nice. So
we're better at what we're doing. We know what we're doing
and
now.
people are more upbeat in this sort of, because people tend to sometimes be more, like, not really into things in, like, the wintertime.
Yeah.
As they are in the spring and summer.
We've had, like, 37 shoots.
Hopefully we have more and more.
Yes, we've had about 37 shoots. 37?
In a row?
Ooh, it's not coming through there. But anyway. So, what else we had to share with y'all? Anything else? Like we said, the Bob Hawk thing. Don't forget, he's getting the Frameline Award.
The Frameline Award in San Francisco on the 18th.
Yeah. Big news for Kevin, actually. Oh, yeah, we should shout this out because it just came out. Mallrats, the sequel, will apparently be a 10-episode miniseries.
So smart.
Everyone wondered what he was doing with Universal. He was talking to them a few weeks ago. I think we can safely say this was part of that talk.
So smart.
So, yeah, it looks like Mallrats will be a 10-episode series. And it's so interesting, too, because it makes sense. Because think what a lot of the View Askew characters, what we know as the View Askew universe, was really owned by Miramax. Miramax was sold out from Disney to another company. And now, whoever owns them now is actively licensing stuff. But Mallrats was a Universal release. So Miramax didn't really have those rights, even though they are in the Askew universe. They're joined. Rights-wise, they're not. You know what I mean? Universal has rights to all the Mallrats suite of the View Askew characters. So in a sense, it allows all these characters to come back.
Very cool.
Yeah, and
so smart.
It's sort of another avenue of the View Askew universe is now open to fans and.
So is this going to go like straight to Netflix probably?
I'm not sure where it's being developed for.
Okay, maybe HBO.
Maybe they just develop it and see. Highest bidder. Who knows? I mean,
maybe.
More will be revealed when Babylon drops probably tomorrow.
Very awesome.
Because there's been 2 Babylons. One in Philly, which we were not at. Oh, it pains me.
Kevin's got so much stuff going on. Like Buckaroo Banzai.
And I think the one before that was in Boston or something.
Hollyweed. Moose jaws.
I know. He's got
Fucking
shit going on.
man.
So anyone who says that he's some sort of slacker or
he's some, like,
he's
stoner.
washed up, plus he's got all kinds of shit going on in the Flash universe.
He's got Comic Book Man
He will
coming
be
up again. He's going to be.
He's going to be directing a few more episodes at least this season. So
He's going to be going to Canada.
He's
The
a
guy is
fucking
like
busy
jet,
dude.
He's like a jet setter, man.
He's also discovered something. TV is good. TV better than movies.
Okay. TV is
You can tell
smart.
better stories.
Smart.
Longer.
Yeah.
And television now is in its own thing. It's a
and
whole better thing.
It's his style. Like, if you like The Flash.
Yes, he writes
It's
universe-based.
his style. Yes.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Makes so
He's
much
episodic.
sense.
You know
Makes
why?
so much sense.
Hey, guess what? Comic book people have been doing this shit since the 30s.
Right.
We know how to do episodic.
Right.
I think it's a good time to sign off this special mini binge this week by letting you all know that, as usual, if no one else has told you today, this week, maybe 2 weeks if you space the shows out that much, we're here to tell you that you're smart and good.
Yep.
And we hope you're feeling good about life, no matter how bad things may seem around you.
Yeah. And
Things can
just-
always get better. Anyway.
So try to boost somebody up today, because there's a lot of people that are hurting because of what's going on. So
Yeah, because all
just,
kinds of shit in the world.
Give somebody a hug or whatever. Just kind of like boost them up somehow.
All right, folks. You're smart and good. We'll see you next week with Dave Mader and a fun Team Canada update. So
Bye, guys.
See you then.
Lying on the barren floor and staring out in space, looking for an angel smile and praying for some faith. Thoughts are drifting through my mind and filling it with fear. Is there something else out there, and just why are we here? Then I see the world will turn and we must be its guide. Crazy dreams and nonsense schemes, dawn comes we must reply. Powers from our mother earth, they'll blow us to our knees. While our souls do bind as one, come join us if you please, if you please. Reading moments one by one and smirking like a thief. Sleeping through another night and deepening our peace. Genesis and matter's wake is coming from our sun. Living in this very moment, for this moment's done. But now I see the dawn will come and we are all its guide. Crazy dreams and nonsense schemes, the Godhead in the skies. Powers from our mother earth is all we'll ever be. While our souls do bind as one, come join us if you please, if you please. Join another person's eyes, we worship at our shrine. Bursting flowers into bloom, there's no such thing as time. Powers from our mother earth will blow us to our knees. Twisting, turning minds are burning, join us if you please. And now I see that I am just beginning its demise. Flashing bits of comic light that vanish from the skies. Powers from our mother earth is all please. If you please. If you please.
There he is. It's that man standing over Blood Alley Square, protecting us all. Go get